Continuing with Buruh luar. Okay, so how the immigrants from outside, from China and India, came to Tanah Melayu. So first we talk about the sebab. Why would they come to Tanah Melayu? Well, first is because the British government menggalakkan them to come, right? Because Tanah Melayu had pembangunan pusat pertanian dan pelombongan, right? Because our pertanian and pelombongan economy was increasing very fast, but there was not enough tenaga buruh, right? Not enough manpower. So they needed to, British needed outside workers to come here. So that's why they had dasar-dasar yang menggalakkan immigrant datang, right? Besides that, the Melayu, the people who were here, tidak menentang penghijrahan mereka, right? So they didn't oppose the immigrants coming in. And besides that, there was also hubungan tradisi between Tanah Melayu and India. So that's why the people from India were interested in coming to Tanah Melayu, because we already had a similar tradisi, right? And we also had economy yang pesat, just like before. There was an increase in economy very fast, and because of that, there was opening of a lot of new jobs, peluang pekerjaan. Also, Tanah Melayu had a politik yang sangat-sangat stabil. Okay, kestabilan politik di Tanah Melayu, and the reason why the politik is very stabil is because pemerintahan British was very organised, right? So the British government was very organised in Tanah Melayu, so we had a stable politics. So that's why people were attracted to come to Tanah Melayu. Now let's see how they came to Tanah Melayu, right? So we'll see from negara China and India, the system that brought them here, right? So first, for China, we have system tiket kredit. And here's the process, okay? You have to know these two terms. Ketau, which is ketua, and Sinke, which is immigrant, okay? Those who couldn't afford to work in high-paying jobs, they became immigrants and came to Tanah Melayu, okay? So this is how it works. So first, the ketua mengumpul the immigrants dari kampung-kampung in China, right? So this is in China. And then the ketua is paid amount of money for each immigrant. Okay, dibayar wang untuk setiap immigrant. And then the majikan, the company who needs the buruh, pays the nakoda kapal, captain of the boat, or the agency buruh. So the people who's going to bring them here, they paid by the company to mengawasi immigrant all the way here, right? And then the immigrant has to do a perjanjian, either lisan or bertulis, untuk menjelaskan hutang, pay off his debts, by working with the majikan dalam tempoh yang tertentu. Alright? And then, after he does the perjanjian, he's given a ticket. Right? And on the ticket, it shows the pelabuhan that he has to go to, the port that he has to go to, and also the explanation whether dia bebas or berhutang. Right? And after he travel all the way here sampai ke pelabuhan, he's diambil oleh pemborong buruh, okay, the person who collects all the buruh, and dicarikan majikan, which is a company, dengan bayaran tertentu, okay, with a specific price. This is system ticket credit. So in 1872, the British put a new position called Pegawai Pelindung Buruh, which is somebody who has to take care of the buruh, untuk mengawasi buruh China. And then they also put in more undang-undang untuk membaiki system, right, to make sure the system is more efficient. But in 1914, the system was changed. It was diganti by the British to a new system, a simpler one, which is pengambilan kaki tangan. So we'll see those two systems. Pengambilan kaki tangan and then pengambilan rumah kongsi. So pengambilan kaki tangan, first the majikan and company sends a pegawai, somebody from their company, to China, right? And then the majikan pays all of the tambang, which is the fare or the perbelanjaan of the buruh, right? So the company pays everything that needs to be paid for the buruh, and then the pegawai follows the buruh sehingga sampai ke Tanah Melayu. So that's pengambilan kaki tangan. For pengambilan rumah kongsi is similar as well. So they have a rumah kongsi which melantik pegawai in China. Okay, so this is in China, not hantar ke China. So somebody's in China who represents the rumah kongsi, who has to cari all the buruh, right? So the pegawai membiayai segala perbelanjaan buruh sehingga sampai ke Tanah Melayu, same as before. And then the pembawa buruh is the person who follows the buruh all the way here, is dibayar dengan kadar tertentu bagi setiap buruh. Right, so that's pengambilan rumah kongsi and pengambilan kaki tangan. Right, so there's a little change towards the end of this century, where Charles Brooke, his family of James Brooke, you know, the Brooke family in Sarawak, and there was a change because he menaja some of the buruh. Okay, he sponsored some come here. For example, in Sarawak, there's a whole kumpulan of buruh, which is the immigrant dari Fuchao, right, masuk secara berkumpulan. Okay, so what happened was Charles Brooke had a persetujuan, an agreement with Wong Nai Seong, which is the ketua of Fuchao in Cebu. And in 1901, 570 orang immigrant from here was dibawa masuk ke Sarawak. And what they did here was mengusir tanah untuk gambit lada hitam, right? So that's the perubahan brought by Charles Brooke. So this is for China. Now we see buruh from India. So first we have the system buruh bebas, which is, as you might think, is just by themselves, right? So datang sendiri dengan biaya sendiri. So the buruh can come at their own accord with their own money. And sometimes you have groups or people, kumpulan tertentu, mengaturkan kedatangan. Okay, they have help from groups or just some people who want to help them come here. And when they come here, masa dia tiba, dia bebas pilih kerja. They can choose their own job. Okay, that's buruh bebas. Then there's system contract. So the contract is first majikan, okay, the company membiayai tambang, the fare of the buruh who has to come here, and then the buruh when they come here has to kerja untuk majikan untuk tempoh tertentu dengan bayaran minimum, right? So the tempoh is usually 1 to 3 years. They have to work for the majikan, and they are paid very minimum wage, 9 to 13 cents per day, right? So because of this, people consider it as penindasan, right? It's abuse for the workers. And because of that, in 1907, Undang-Undang Tabung Immigration India was formed to ban this and change it to another system, right? So they changed it to system Kangani. Okay, the word Kangani means ketua or tandil or mandor, which basically means leader or someone who watches over workers, right? So the Kangani, the person himself, is given kepercayaan oleh majikan, okay, somebody that the company trusts, and then the person is given a license and sent back to India to look for buruh, right? And then he collects them and brings them here. And then he's also given money by the majikan to membiayai segala tambang buruh all the way to Tanah Melayu. Okay, so it was okay for a while, but kemudian Kangani became basically like a pengurus agency, and it was diharamkan in 1938 because there was a lot of corruption happening and cheating, right? So that's dari India, and that's how the buruh came to Tanah Melayu.